right, we got a rainy day here at the barn. So let's see what we can get into today. So one thing I know I got to do is cover up my firewood because I left it out. Now we got some rain. So here's my pile here. Got these manzanitas that I want to bring inside. My black walnuts, they're starting to mold over. I just need to toss these back to nature. I don't even know what I'm doing here. So let me get these manzanitas out of here. All right, and then we're gonna bring these manzanitas back inside the barn. Also, I'm a freaking idiot, left this out. Crap. So, let's bring all this. All right, so this is the vibe for today. We got a sleepy cat right here. Her little kitty circadian system sensed that it was raining outside. Not a whole lot of sunshine, so she's gonna get her rest. She'll be a sleepy kitty today. I gotta run some errands. I gotta trade in this old iPhone here. There we are. There I am. Look at that guy. I got to trade in. Oh my goodness, aren't you cute? So I got to trade this phone in. So I'm going to run into civilization, get out of the barn, go see some people for the first time. And let's see, when was the last time I saw people? So it's been about 3 or 4 days since I have seen another human. We're gonna go trade this phone in, and then I'll probably run to the grocery store. One thing I want to do is I want to get my crock pot going again. Now that the weather is cold, it's rainy, it's crock pot weather. So I want to make like a nice, like a not a stew, but I want to make like a gruel. Like a nice barn gruel, you know, something hearty, something just meaty, full of carbs. So I'm gonna hit the store, I'm gonna pick up some things, and all right, so I'm back from the store. I'm going to prepare this barn gruel on this DIY kitchen counter. I do have a video of the process of this DIY $0 0 cent kitchen counter right here. But let's get into it. I'm gonna show you guys what I got for my barn gruel. All right, so we're gonna start off. We got the green onion, the yellow onion, depending on what part of the world you are from, a sweet potato or a yam. Then we got the cream, horseradish, Chinese mustard. We're gonna have the kick with these two. We're only gonna add a little dollop in there. Some mushroom gravy. We're gonna put this on mostly at the end. You know we gotta have the minced garlic. Squirrels hate it, I love it. We're gonna soak it in some beef broth. I'm gonna start off by cooking up this wild rice. I'm also gonna grill up these flat iron steaks right here. Get these cooked before I throw it in the crock pot. Got the steak and chop marinade, garlic and cracked bell pepper. And then we're gonna load it up with some black beans. Get it nice and right with the protein. All right, our rice is done. Steaks are cooked enough for the crock pot at least. I got everything chopped up. I've got a full sweet potato or a yam, wherever you're from. A full one of those, half of an onion, and 2 stalks of a green onion. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add this wild rice. Just steak bits right there. We're just gonna throw that right on in. Now I'm gonna add about half. I'm gonna add my sweet potato, my green onion, and my yellow onion. And once again, I'm only gonna add half. Add in some of this minced garlic. Gonna get a nice spoonful there, minced garlic. So you got to be careful with the horseradish. So I'm only going to add a little bit for right now. All right, Chinese mustard. Once again, we're only going to do so much. Little dollop of the Chinese mustard. Let's just get that swirled around and mixed in there. Next up, top it off with this steak and chop. Oh yeah, it smells good. So we're not gonna go crazy here, but we are just gonna kind of line the top with this here. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna add some salt. Throw in a little pepper. All right, steak number 2. We're gonna load that up in there. Sit that right on top. Our veggies, we're just gonna throw the rest of these. Load that right on top. We're gonna get the rest of these black beans on there. Oh geez, not the lid. You know what? Where should we just load it? We're just gonna load it and we're gonna see what happens. So we're gonna fill it up with the black beans there. Get that nice and mixed on the top. And then last, we're gonna add in our final bit of wild rice. All right, guys. So there it is. Barn gruel. Crockpot is set. Gonna throw this lid, throw that lid right on top there. Crockpot is set. I'm gonna wait about 4 hours. So right now it is about 2:42. So 6:45, 7 o'clock, I'll check in on this. And that's, I usually eat kind of a late dinner, so that's gonna be perfect. And it's rewarding because I am cooking this meal on a kitchen counter I built, DIY, $0, 0 cents. And then over here, I'm about to do some dishes on a sink that I have installed. This one, I had to pay for this. Sinks aren't free. But I installed the sink. I got a video up for that. I think it's like one of my least viewed videos, even though I think it's a pretty good one. I used some music on it. I'm still learning. I'm still learning with YouTube. I used some music on it and it copyrighted that video. So, you live and you learn. What can you do? But hey, pretty cool. Cooking dinner on a kitchen counter that I built, and I'm about to do the dishes on a sink that I had installed. So feel pretty good about myself. Okay guys, so it's about 7 o'clock, nighttime out as you can see. I kicked it up to high the last 45 minutes or so, just in case. So we kind of got a stew. More of a stew than a gruel. I think I added too much broth and water, too much liquid, not enough rice. So it's all good. We're gonna, let's see. So the sweet potatoes still feel, let's see. Okay, so the sweet potatoes weren't as soft as I want them to be, so I'm gonna let it sit for maybe about another half hour, maybe another 45 minutes, but I'll check on it in a half an hour, around 7:30. I think by then the sweet potatoes will be just right. All right, guys, so there we have it. Crockpot Barn Gruel. I got some buttered up sourdough right there. Nice big serving of gruel. I made sure to get a bunch of gruel in there. Extra serving of gruel. Crockpot still got a ton of gruel left in there. So, I mean, if you guys want any barn gruel, hit me up. I know I said I wouldn't do this, but just the steak right here. I mean, my God. Barn Gruel, man. Holla at your boy. Comes with the buttered sourdough, $100 a bowl.